Yes, got a hair. So, yeah, a little cloudy, overcast down here tonight. So the cell service has been a little spotty in cases. But welcome to the Moose Opinion Project, aka The Map. Welcome on a Friday morning. Welcome. And why try? Well, if you haven't seen the latest debacle, Cracker Barrel. Yes, Cracker Barrel. The lady that took over now just tried to change things so it looks less white, I guess. I didn't know Cracker Barrel was defined by race, I guess. I always thought Cracker Barrel meant homemade goodness from back in the day. That's what I always thought Cracker Barrel was supposed to be about, was home cooking, home fresh baked stuff, home fresh made, good quality food. That's what I always thought. I love Cracker Barrel. I think it's very good food. And then they changed the logo, got rid of the guy sitting by the old barrel, and they were trying to make it less woke. Anybody else tired of that word? I don't understand it all. If you're woke, it's bad, but yet when I look it up and try to find definitions, it means that you're aware of the changes in the surroundings and you just, so I see it as whatever, if you want to call me woke, whatever, but stocks have absolutely tanked and the values have gone downhill drastically since this lady took over and has tried to make all the changes to where Cracker Barrel looks less white. I'm curious, in meetings with managers and owners, was that one of those topics that came up was that one of the major problems? Obviously wasn't that, the hash brown casserole is burnt, or the fish tasted bad, or the country fried steak was too small a portion, or the potatoes weren't. They sat all in a meeting and came to a huge gathering and came to the conclusion, yeah, we look too old white, so we need to change that. Is there somewhere along the lines that, people decided that was a good idea to change something that obviously is a staple across the country, because anywhere you go, you can find a Cracker Barrel. And most seniors that I know, senior citizen age, all love Cracker Barrel. My whole family, my stepson worked there for a long time in Janesville. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they were thinking and who got together in that meeting. What table were they all sitting around that thought we should change everything about Cracker Barrel as far as the logo goes? We'll just put it like a Golden Corral logo. That's what it looks like, is now Cracker Barrel. If anybody did a test for a long time and said, hey, write the signs for these restaurants and just draw them the best you can. McDonald's, Wendy's has, of course, the braided little red-haired girl. McDonald's has the big arches. Hardee's has that sign that way. Burger King, of course, we know. Cracker Barrel, everybody would have drawn the man with the barrel. That's what it's known for. Nobody went, it's too white, so we're not going there. Cracker Barrel was known for the food and what it is, kind of like a Waffle House. Down south, people love Waffle House. You don't see them up here because it's something totally different. And up here, people look at Waffle House going, not going there. So why change it? Why are we doing so much of this changing? Why are we trying to redefine history? Why are we trying to do any of that? Why are we the whole slaves thing that I'm hearing about now? And we're trying to teach people, and so we're not embarrassed by our past. if you are married or divorced, or we've all had pasts. We all have them. Everybody has pasts. There's no doubt about it. Unless you're born today, but then you'll still have a past, you know. But we all have pasts. Some of it we're proud of, some of it we're not proud of. But we can't change it, and we can't hide it from the kids growing up these days unless you're going to scrub everything off the internet, and trying to change it out of the Smithsonian's and all of this. Frickin' really? That's what made us who we are. I'm sure Germany would love to eliminate their whole past as far as what Hitler did. But you can't. It's part of history. Did we treat African American people and everybody else wrong as slaves? Do we treat people that came across the border, Oriental people, whatever it may be? We have treated them all to inferior at some point. Our country has done a great job of that, of treating people, and then we did a great job when we came over and destroyed the Native Americans and did whatever we did there and wanted to do. You cannot change history to where you just eliminate it to where you look like the good person. It's just not going to happen, because there's enough people still around, unless you're going to eliminate all them too. You will not be able to do that. So to watch Cracker Barrel absolutely tank because of somebody's idea that they wanted it to look less, leave it the hell alone. If it's not broken, why change it? What were you going to do relabeling it with your sign? What were people going to, oh, yeah. But now you've got people where they ain't going to come. You know, I think Bud Light, I still don't understand that one either, of why everybody got so pissed off at Bud Light. Yes, it was a I understand that. But there again, because they are different, we wanted to do something different. Leave it alone. You know, honoring heroes or people that save lives or whatever is one thing. But to try to force things on people does not work. Will not work. Why do you think there is so much emotion right now around the whole leaders of this country and everything else? Because they are trying to force things on. They are trying to force beliefs onto you, and they're making up shit to make it work. And that's where you get the right and left battling each other, calling each other names because, well, you don't believe me, so you're a freaking idiot. And you want to tell me that makes you stupid. No, what makes us stupid is that we shut our ears and our minds off and just stick to the common, whatever we want to have as a common thread. Open your brain up, open it up just to sit down and deeply think about what's going on and the angles to it of why they are doing what they're doing is distracting everybody from what's really going on. But the whole Cracker Barrel thing yesterday summed up what some of this country is going through, of what they're trying to change and why. And it absolutely tanked. Stock markets have plummeted for Cracker Barrel because of somebody's thought. And I can't believe there was a bunch of people that sat around a table that they thought was a good idea to change that for a logo that has been that way forever. And now they wanted to change it to make it less something else. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. I think a lot of it is that people don't want to discuss the real issues. They want to blame it on something else. They want to blame somebody else some person for what happened or why it went haywire. We see that a lot too. We see a lot of the blame of, well, it's that guy's fault. It's that guy's girl, that lady's fault. Not mine. No. Not mine. Theirs. It's their fault. Start pointing the finger at yourself. Start taking accountability and responsibility for your actions, for who you are as a person, and see what happens. If you frick up, own it and say, yeah, that's on me. I screwed up. That's a big screw up. Sorry. I will do better next time, or screw you. I'm not changing. Don't want to. And go on life that way. But don't blame somebody else for your issues or your problems. Don't blame your parents for you being a shithead. It's not their fault anymore. You're old enough. If you're listening to me right now, I know you're old enough to understand. If you're old enough to vote, whatever it may be, you're old enough to own your life. And don't blame other people for the shit you're in. Stand up, own it, take accountability for it. Don't blame other people for why your shit is shitty. Stand up and own it. That's what you need to do. So, that's all I got for you. Welcome to the Mop. Have a great day. I will be back Monday morning with another edition of the Mop. Again, Moose Opinion Project, the Mop. But as always, take time to bless somebody's day today. And boy, there is a lot of events going on in Southwest Wisconsin. Loganville on Saturday, Blue River this weekend. Plenty of ways to get out and about. Apple orchards are open. So get out and about and enjoy and relax and take time to decompress and get ready. But again, own your choices and the choices you make. Own them and take responsibility and accountability. And like I said, if you can, take time to bless somebody's day today. Have a great day. We'll talk Monday morning.